ladies and gentlemen, we're at the home of Queen Mother Samad, 48 Coolshade Drive, and we're here with an historical lady, a lady of class, substance, everything that is wonderful and beyond. I mean, I'm slow for words, and I've done a lot of interviews, but I can hardly speak. Queen Mother Samad, how are you?
Fine.
Well, I brought a bunch of
pesky, but fine.
I brought a lot of friends to meet with you today and to kind of discuss your beautiful life that you've started in Harlem in the United States of America. How was it then? Could you take us back to...
I was born on the last night that Mr. Garvey would be speaking, 1922. His speech would be the 31st of August, and my mother kept rubbing her stomach and saying, "Please, darling, please." She wanted to hear Mr. Garvey, but I wanted to get out and see who this Garvey was.
Right.
So a few minutes later, they took me across to Harlem Hospital, and I was born September 1st. So that makes me in 2 months, 93.
Oh my God. Wow. What was your early life? Because I read that you actually saw Mr. Garvey at a young age of about, say, 5.
That's right.
When your dad kind of puts you on his shoulders. Tell us about that.
He was off. Well, he was off to prison at that time. You know, when I was 5. But Mr. Garvey himself is not someone that I personally knew, outside of the fact that he came to my house when my mother gave birth to me. I was born in the house. He came to the house and he, you know, tousled my little hairy, you know, we African children, you know. And he said she's going to be a great lady. So wherever I go, I tell that story. Mr. Garvey said that I was going to be a great lady. I don't know about that.
And indeed you are. Indeed you are a great lady.
I don't know about that. But he, as you can see, he's everything to me.
I noticed. The first thing that struck me is this beautiful, could you lift that up, Brother Racy? And of course, that's Oris mattress we have right here from the UNIA. And directly to the right is, of course, Diana Perkins from the UK.
Hold it down.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful picture.
It's done. It was done for Mr. Garvey's 87th birthday. At that time, I went to England, you know, to celebrate with you people. Fantastic. Fantastic. Were you born then? 87?
No. Actually, my son was a year old at the time.
Oh.
My daughter's.
My days in the organization were wonderful days.
Yes.
It was days when we were taught to love one another. The young brother who called me this morning, you see the double elephants there? Yeah, hand me that.
Yes.
Who's that?
You could put the picture
Okay, you
down.
said you're stoned.
Yes, big. What is this we're looking at, Queen Mother?
These, well, I love elephants, you know. The strength of elephants.
Right.
And when you said you were stoned, I wanted to show you how we as a people, man and woman, we love each other.
Wow.
So I wanted to give it to you in stone.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. This, I will cherish this for the rest of my life.
Well, as much as you told me you love me this morning,
I love you so much still. Queen Mother Samad, thank you very, 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 very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And you're into Garveyism?
She is.
Yes.
You better be.
Oh, she better be.
Oh, definitely.
This is.
And of course, we have on camera
This.
Paul, the chosen one.
My name. This is Garvey. This I'm giving to Brother Matthews because Brother Matthews is the only black man in this country who has ever put money in my hand.
Wow.
You gave me a total of $8,000.
Wow. You remember?
Yes.
Yes.
What you have to say, Brother Racy?
Well, when when she got the title Queen Mother, she said at her acceptance speech, "I am the unrepentant Garveyite." And I always remember and love her for that.
Yes.
Always, never did I, Mr. Garvey, the
Wow.
unrepentant Garveyite. Thank you ever so much, Queen Mother.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you for being so wonderful.
Yes.
And those two scrolls, see, I only expected two of you, those two. This is what we had to study. Muta Baruka is denying it, but this was given to us in the...
Okay, what is this, Queen Mother?
This is, you know the story of the Lynch...
Yeah, Willie Lynch.
Willie Lynch.
Right.
This is the Willie Lynch. I have
Okay.
more of them, so I'll give you one and give you two more.
Okay.
But this is what we had to study so that we could know one another. And
So
love
everything
one
about that letter of Willie Lynch that went to that saw
It
black
was-
people hanging and saying that was a terrible waste of stocks and
It-
so on.
it was
It is true.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. So they're trying to say, you know, other folks are trying to say it's a myth that never
No,
existed.
no.
What are your thoughts on that?
When I was 5 years old, my father gave me a small red book of the Willie Lynch story. So, you know, I'm old as Methuselah. So, you know, it has to be true. The story is true. And when I first came here, I told this story, and Muta Baruka decided that it wasn't true. You know, you don't replace anything he says. You know, but I am paying him no mind. I had 1,000 of these made, and here's we are. Okay, and I have.
And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Queen Mother Samad is very a cheerful giver, I must say. Present has been flowing left and right. So Queen Mother, I understand that the big crowd and all the fanfare surrounding Mr. Garvey back in Harlem, because Harlem was like the main hub for black people, right?
They adored him.
They adored him.
They adored him. My father was 6'4", and at that time that was a tall man. Today they go up to 7 something. But my father and all of the Guyanese guys, because my father was from British Guiana,
Okay.
and my father said that for this man who was no more than 5'7",
Wow.
my daddy was 6'4", and all his people, he said, and we black men adored him. You know, at that time, height.
Was the
But
in
Mr.
thing.
Garvey was height and perfection to them. He taught us how to love one another.
Wow.
To love one another. You know, that word love is a dirty word, you know.
Yes, it is.
We haven't caught up with it yet.
Yes, it is.
But he came in time to teach the black man not to retaliate by lynching the white man. Because by this time, the black man in America was sick and tired of the white man and his lies. You fight my war, and when you come back, I will give you much. And they gave them nothing but the lynch rope. So about the time that Mr. Garvey came on the scene, they said, oh, really? Well, we're going to start fighting back. But you notice it wasn't the same kind of not fight back as Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King said, don't hit them back. But Mr. Garvey said, if they hit you,
Hit them,
Hit
bro.
him.
Yes, man, we know that. We know that, man. Can't kill my mom. Can't kill my mom. The car.
they
Yes.
hit you, stomp.
So then, as a young lady, I noticed you mentioned reading a little bit about you, about our hair, how like the Afro hair style.
Yeah.
Could you speak a little bit about that and what you saw when you came to Jamaica with all this falls here that the women were wearing and so on?
I'm guilty of it too.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got here, I was 53. And I was wearing my hair in the braids, you know, and all that kind of stuff. And I remember when I was about, anyway, I think I was about 20 something, and Maya Angelou came into the shop on 125th Street where I was selling music and gifts, and my hair was all pressed and beautiful, and hers was not. She had on the afro, and she looked. I said to her, "Oh, you're beautiful." This is Maya Angelou.
Yes, the great poet.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said, "Oh, you're beautiful." She said, "Yeah, and what's wrong with your hair?" Because I was talking about her hair,
Yeah, yeah.
cut very low. And I said, well, what's wrong with my hair? Because in the Garvey movement, as long as you didn't straighten your hair,
Right. That's
you know, you could do all kinds of nice things with it. But she said that I had by that time, you know, I was a glamour girl at that time.
You still is a glamour girl, I'm telling you. Yes, I am.
Heels, you know.
Yes.
And I created the dashiki.
Okay.
You know, that garment that men wear? I developed that, and I brought the African clothes to the Western world.
Wow.
So everything I did had to be gorgeous.
Yes.
Glamour,
And you can
you know?
see the dress that she's wearing. It's so beautiful. Look at Queen Mother Samad.
Yes. The old girl.
No.
Oh,
But I've had a good life.
Yes.
I've had a good black life.
So you came to Jamaica and you
And
met your husband?
no, I met him in the UNIA.
Oh, in the United States you met him,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
So what happened there?
Well, he was Jamaican, and he was from some place called Porus.
Okay.
Manchester.
Manchester.
I can relate to that.
Oh, good. Yes, he was from Porus, and I met him, actually, to tell the truth. Everybody's telling the truth nowadays. To tell the truth, he wasn't in love with me. He was in love with my mother. And she was 10 years older. And one of the legions, Mr. West, said, because mother had a boyfriend from Trinidad anyway. He said, take the young one. Well, but at that time I was 15.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. I was 15. But anyway, he put his ring on my finger. And this says Allah. I'm married to Allah.
Okay.
And this is Islam. This is Ramadan you're in now. That's Islam. And this is Mother Africa. This is school ring. And my mother's engagement ring to my father.
Okay. Still have that?
Yeah, 1921.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a whole lot of history. I think.
Yes.
So you met in love with this young teenager at 15 years old. What happened after that?
I gave him a hard time.
Of course.
what you did?
What happened there?
Well, I mean, you're 15, you got all your little friends, your little boyfriends, you know, from school. And this 25-year-old guy talking about he's in the grave. And the other sliding on a banana peel.
So
Garvey has been my life.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So you got back to Jamaica. How did you get back to Jamaica? Because it's interesting, your story here, and it's very interesting. I'd really like the world to know that.
Okay. About... I want to get it right. I came home before my husband. Because I wanted to see... I was thinking ahead. I was in my 50s, and I said, well, when I retire, I don't know whether I want to retire in Africa or Mr. Garvey's country. But I like the idea of coming to Mr. Garvey's country, you know,
Yes.
because he was black and African and part of Africa, so I wasn't losing out on anything. So I came to visit Jamaica, Little Africa. I loved the land from the airplane down, but I didn't like the people. They didn't want to be black.
Yeah.
They were half this and half the other and half and half. I said, let me get the hell out of here. So I came in 1965, right after independence, because I sent my daughter over for independence. She was 18 about. And I said, I'm not coming back to Jamaica. But when I went to Africa, 1968, 1970, 1972 to get the feel of Africa. And it was fabulous. You know, nobody was living in a tree like we had been told.
Right.
They were living in houses like this, you know.
Yes.
And when I got there, I found out they had the same thinking as Jamaicans. They weren't Africans. I said, well, let me go back to Jamaica. At least I can understand them. I can understand the language.
Yes.
So then when my husband retired when he was 65. No, he retired when he was 62 because he wanted to get home now. Yeah, he didn't wait for the 65. So he retired in and he's a photographer too. And that's my little friend over there, Albert. He looks out for me. But I'm just so thrilled with the little voice that called me this morning. That little voice was so full of fun and happiness for the day, you know.
Thank you.
And I said, well, I'd rather give up anything today, the lunch and all of that kind of stuff, to be with this little voice.
But Queen Mother, I've read so much of Follow Your Pathway to right here, and your story is such a wonderful story because it teaches us loyalty.
Yes.
It teaches us how to stay the course no matter what. And your life is an example for our younger children, and that's why we're preserving this. That many hundreds of years to come, they will know that a Queen Mother Samad actually existed, and the works and the loyalty that you have had as an American citizen. Because that's the big point here, because home here in Jamaica, we don't honor the Honorable Marcus Garvey like we ought to. So you, as an American citizen, come in here, hopefully, some of our children who watch this can get to understand that, hey, Mr. Garvey is one of the greatest black men that was ever born on the planet Earth.
That's right.
I gave up. I used to live in the United States of America. I went there when I was 23 years old. It was then and there that I found out about Mr. Garvey. Can you imagine? And I was actually born in the same parish in Jamaica that he was born, in St. Anne. I found out about the Honorable Marcus Garvey through Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
Good friend
Nelson
of mine,
Mandela,
Malcolm
X.
Good friend.
And I found about all these people that respected and rated Mr. Garvey. It was then and there that I knew that Mr. Garvey inspired all these great people.
Yes.
So I started to research Mr. Garvey, and I started reading his books and so on. And I'm amazed of his potential to know how great this man is.
Did you know that in the Statue of Liberty,
Yes.
you have a picture of Mr. Garvey almost as big as this house?
On the Statue of Liberty in New York, inside the statue.
In.
Wow.
When I went in there and I saw it, I said, "Oh my God!" And the guard came running. He said, "What?" I said, "What do you want to know about Marcus Garvey?" He said, "I don't know. They say he was great." In the Statue of
They know
Liberty.
about it, man. They know about it.
I know that the bust. I know that his bust is in the what do you call it? The Office of Legions in Washington D.C. The Halls of Legion. His bust is there since 1982.
His bus is everywhere.
But it's everywhere.
Everywhere, you know. And in England, and well, I guess you call it the UK. Okay, in the UK, when I went there for his 100th birthday, he was really lauded by, you know, the blacks and a lot of the whites too in England. You know?
So tell us a little bit about your association now with, say, Malcolm X. Because he was a great human being.
Well, in America, we say he was our boom coon.
Oh, boom coon.
Boom coon. That's not a nice word, but anyway, he was our boom coon.
Okay, tell us a little bit about him and his association with the Honorable Marcus Garvey and the teaching.
Now, well, of course, Malcolm would not have met Marcus Garvey, but he got the studies of Marcus Garvey from his father. And he went to prison.
Yes.
And the more he was in prison and he met up with Islam and all of these things, he found that Marcus Garvey was into everything.
Yes.
So he knew he was in the right place.
Yes.
How I became part of him, I worked for the mayor of Harlem.
Yes.
And every day, Malcolm and I would meet in the bookstore. The black bookstore on 7th Avenue, Mr. Mashaw's bookstore.
Yes.
We'd meet there for lunch, and we'd be talking about Mr. Garvey and all of these things, you know.
Yes.
That I'm so full because remember, you're meeting me today on short notice.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
Yes.
To be able to tell you how I feel about this great man. And he's a joke, because you can't get the people here to buy this picture, you know.
Exactly.
They'll spend $1,000 US tonight giving parties, but they won't buy that picture. They'll say, yeah, man, he was great. And they spend $1,000 US on a party tonight. One friend of mine bought $1 million car and drove it in. And when I asked her, you know, would she get it? She said, there's something about us, you know. But he will never die, no matter who tries.
Child will never die.
And people like you and you and you and you and you. You stayed slim.
Tell us about that.
Beautiful.
Tell us about that incident when your son was actually mistaken by a gang of youths and you had to
Teddy.
change- Teddy, yes. Tell us a little bit about Teddy.
Teddy, he had a TNT, his initials. Teddy, I wanted his initials to be TNT. Theodore Nyanza Thomas. See? Nyanza. And TNT, bomb. And we lived in the housing development, the Abraham Lincoln houses in Harlem. And there was another TNT downstairs, but he was a little cute little gangster.
Yeah.
And some fellas came. How did you find out about that?
I did the research, I did everything. I read upon you, Queen Mother. I've been reading about you for a long time. I know everything about you.
Wonderful.
And that's why I want the rest of the world too, you know, because a lot of people might not want to take up a book and read and research, but if they see a visual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might catch their attention.
Oh.
Because, you know, they say a picture's worth more than 1,000 words. Can you imagine a video?
That's true. Well,
Exactly.
the little gangsters came in to kill the other TNT,
Right.
and the little 5-year-old said, that's not the one, that's not the one. How did a 5-year-old know
no.
that my son was? But when you're a Garveyite, there's something, you know, even the children respected the children. He said, no, that's not the one. So up to that time, my husband had been talking about changing our names, you know, and I had been saying, you know, typical girl, I want to keep my father's name. And that was the night I decided, okay, Abdul, you can go change our name now, because he was a Muslim imam. Garvey, he's a Garvey. I have his picture somewhere in the Garvey uniform. He was a staunch Garveyite,
Yes.
my husband. Staunch Garveyite. You
I'd
know.
love to see a picture of him later on.
Yes.
We'll find it later on.
Okay.
Brother Abdul.
Yeah, Brother Abdul
Yeah.
Sadat. He
So he was a Garveyites to the max.
staunch.
I read that.
Yes, Garveyite to the man.
So that's why you actually married him then, because you didn't tell us what happened. You know, you said you just gave him trouble, but you actually got married to him, and
As a Garveyite.
as a Garvey.
As a Garveyite. It took me-
Was he a member of the Royal African Guard?
Yes.
Yes. That much I remember.
In fact, they let his flags deteriorate.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, in there. It's in there. They let his flags deteriorate, you know. But I'm so sorry. Let me see. Do I have any pictures with the flags? I saw him. I saw the flags this morning. Right there. There's a batch of. Yeah.
Okay.
Presentation.
Okay.
Me and my children. I had a little
Wow.
brother, the football group.
Who was it? Who was it? This picture, Queen Mother.
Which one?
This picture I'm looking at right
This
here. No, this one I'm looking at right here. Who is this gentleman standing behind you?
Oh, he's one of the Rastamen who used to come here. He's passed on now.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's me with the boys.
Okay.
That's his football team.
Okay.
So I was my 91st birthday.
Look at that dress. Can I see that? Let me see. Hold this one up. This dress is on the money, Queen Mother. So you design your own clothes, though? You're a designer then?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Oh, here's a picture I never thought I'd see again. That's
What
me
picture
at
is this?
15.
Let me see this here.
Okay.
There you have it. Paul Elliott, the chosen one, singing the song that propelled his career from nothing to something. And that is what Queen Mother Samad has done with her entire life. showing us Jamaicans that it is important to respect our elders, it is important to respect our teachers, it is important to respect our neighbors, and most of all, it's important to respect ourselves.
Yeah.
Because the Honorable Marcus Garvey taught us about ourselves. He said, whilst others can free the shackled and sworn, none but you can free your mind.
That's true.
And that's something that I will take to my grave with that. Queen Mother, in parting, what do you want to say to the rest of the world?
What I can say is that I came here to see you this evening, and it has been an inspiration. It has been an eye-opener. It has been like a journey.
Good.
And something that I probably didn't know, I've been taught.
Good God.
That's it. I'm trying, since I've been here, to remember there is my old home. I've moved into a new home now, my old home. And once you get through the front door, the first thing that always greets you is always a portrait of Marcus Garvey, which would always say something about a destination, but I can't remember the exact words. And I always say, that's my greeting to anybody coming to my house. Welcome to Jamaica in the United Kingdom via Marcus Garvey.
Wonderful, darling.
This is Music Media Management. Peace out. Big Stone, take it over.
Lovely, darling. Well, wait, come back here and give me my hug.
You gotta give Queen Mother her hug.
Definitely.
Peace. Beautiful. Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, we all came out to honor
Now,
Queen
you see,
Mother
you
Samad,
didn't know that you had one of your own photographers.
Exactly. I was wondering how we was going to do this, but thank God.
You see
What's
that?
his name, Queen Mother? This great photographer here.
Brother?
Videographer.
Yes, he's Albert Blackwood.
You see, the black has to be in there. You see that? I know, but you surrounded yourself by pure blackness.
Blackwood.
Albert Blackwood.
Yes.
We really give thanks, my brother, for filling in as a videographer for this historical occasion.
That's so nice.
I'm
Thank
honored.
you.
I'm honored. Any of Garvey song? You know anything about a little singing, Queen Mother, that you want to do? Sing a song, probably.
I can't even sing.
What about? What about a poetry or something that?
I could never sing. I could get up and talk for hours. But singing and all those kind of fancy things. I told Mother, I said, Mother, as bad as we sing, when we get to heaven, the angels are going to shut the doors. So let's hurry up and learn how to sing. But really, I did a lot of Garvey poetry when I was a youngster, you know.
Okay.
And the old brain now's 93. Can't remember.
Okay.
But you know I love him.
I know you love him today. But I'm not going to take up all of this. Honorable Racing Matches, I want you to sit down with Queen Mother Samad and probably ask her a couple of questions and get a big hug and kiss like I did in Guyana.
Well, Brother Matthew, I've known him so long, it's not even
time.
funny.
But we have to keep the work going, you know?
That's right.
When some of us get a bit weary sometimes,
Yeah.
others have to keep going. And Mr. Garvey, word is a word that black people have to strive on. And I can't forget when you said, I'm an unrepentant, that Garvey, that reverberated in my mind all the while. And I said, Queen Mother is so committed, because sometimes I'm feeling weary, as if, you know, I'm not seeing it happening fast enough. But I remember you saying, I'm an unrepentant Garveyite and I'll carry the work going on.
Yes.
So I never cease. I
And
continue to do the work.
I see it going. I do see it.
Yes.
At my age,
Yes.
I see more than was here before.
Definitely
Yes.
so, definite. And I tell you, even the youngsters now, sometimes I just see some schoolgirls or schoolboys and I say, do you know Marcus Garvey?
Yeah.
And some will answer in the affirmative and some will say, those who don't know say, well, when you go home, ask your mom and dad about Marcus Garvey. And
Yes.
when you go to school,
First national
ask your
hero.
teacher, right, about Marcus, the Honorable Marcus Garvey.
Wonderful. I know when I see them fighting one another in the street, I always say, you know, Mr. Garvey wouldn't like that.
Right.
And they stop.
Rightly so, rightly
So
so.
it seems like more than we think do know about Mr. Garvey?
Yes, well, one of the good things about the information in this time, they can go on the internet, you know, access to computers, give them a whole lot of information.
Yes.
And just this year, when we had the Miss Black History Month contest put on by Mr. Brown, Alexander Brown.
Yes.
Every year he puts on a Miss Black History Month contest.
Wonderful.
And in it, they have to answer 5 questions about black history.
Yeah.
And we make certain at least 2 is about Mr. Garvey.
Good.
And we give them a list, and those who don't know have to study the list.
Okay.
So they are aware of Mr. Garvey's work.
Okay.
So the work is happening, the work is continuing. And I know when you had your school more active, the information was going out at a faster pace.
Remember the days when we'd have 50 and 60 chairs and
Yes,
tables?
yes, I tell you.
Yeah. Well, I love it, and every year I say I'm not going to do it. I had Kwanzaa again this year.
Yes.
But I'm leaning more on Albert and, you know, Miss Muffet, Miss Winsome Muffet. I'm leaning on them. So that's why I'm sort of pulling out, because, boy, after a while, these old legs just can't get around. Oh, and thank you, Albert. Thank you so much for your kindness. And you, too.
It's like a relay system. Sometimes, because I was in the country doing farming for a while. I was out of town doing farming for a while. I am now into the less strenuous type of farming. I'm into bee farming.
Okay.
So my next crop of honey, I'm going to bring you a quart of the royal honey.
Wonderful.
That's the first honey you get from the hive. So
Albert is into bee hunting.
he's into bee.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm new into it, so maybe he can teach me a couple things about it.
Wonderful.
But I think it's easier, it's less strenuous than the agricultural farming. So that's what I'm doing now. And
God bless you.
I'm nearer to town now. I'm in St. Catherine, a little district named Riversdale.
Okay.
So 1 hour drive and I'm there. So I
Wonderful.
can go in the morning and I'm back in the evening.
Wonderful.
So this is what I'm doing now.
Oh, I'm so happy to have met all of you today, all of you young people. I woke up this morning and I said to the Almighty, I don't know what my day is going to be like, but be with me. And it really is a wonderful black day.
Unfolded to be a wonderful
black
day. Yes.
No apology.
When Big Son called me and said, we are going to Queen Mother Samad today, I had another appointment and I had to cancel it.
Yes.
I had to cancel it. And I said,
I canceled mine too.
Yes, so when you're saying, that's why I said, we have to compensate you in some way for your cancellation.
Really wonderful. But I said, I hope they remember to bring me some lunch and dinner. You gonna fix me some? So you can get a good dinner out of here.
Okay, okay.
Well, God bless all of you youngsters. And you saw the living room? You didn't?
No, we're gonna get a chance to do that.
To.
Okay.
Get you hug and kiss, of course.
Okay, so been nice, and I met you from I think in 89.
Lord, yes.
89.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we
I think I remember Garvey's birthday was the 87.
87 the
And I think I knew you
centenary.
before that.
Yes, I think the centenary, right?
Yes, I knew you before 89.
And then we had the African family dinner at the Medallion Hall that we
Yes.
presented you with the plaque.
Yes.
The unrepentant Garveyite.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. I have quite a few.
Yes.
Quite a few of these in the house.
Right. Lifetime Achievement Award in from 2006.
Yes.
The UNIA and ACL Division 465.
Yes. And the KSAC gave me an award.
KSAC, right? The citation,
Yes.
KSAC citation from the mayor.
Yes.
The mayor of the city.
Yes. Well, I hope you know who you're living next to.
Okay. Royalty. Royalty.
And God bless all of you.
Love
It was good to be here.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I know they'll all treasure this moment. this moment
And many more moments to come.
and moments to come will
Mom.
be enshrouded with all the love.
And the little girl will say, I met somebody older than me.
I like that. All afternoon, the little girl.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a grandma anymore.
Well, you're the glamour gamma.
Thank you.
You're okay. Well, thank you, Albert.
Okay.
Boy, I'm telling you, the line is so long. It's all the way around the block. There's nobody else. I'm just
I'm
kidding
telling you.
But people want to come to meet you and so on. It was a wonderful experience for me to take time out, even though I was a little bit late. And I knelt in front of the Queen. And because we have to big up our own, the Honorable Marcus Garvey
Yes,
said
he
our
did say
own
that.
women, we should put them on the wall, take down that picture, you know what, and put our own women on the wall and honor our own women. And Stronger Productions in association with Big Stone Records, and of course the Honorable Racy Matthews Reggae City Sports Bar will be giving this wonderful lady the Lifetime Achievement Award for many years of services to us Jamaicans. And this is our way of honoring you.
Yeah.
Next week Saturday, so you're going to be out with all the press. Is next Saturday, you know, Queen Mother?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, the 27th of June.
Okay.
So you have to start getting, I know you're going to wear your pretties of the shiki and your this and your that.
Okay.
And we'll arrange for a ride to come and pick you up.
Yes.
The press is going to be there. All faction of the press is going to be here. She came all the way from England. She'll be blasting Diana. She'll be blasting it all across the world.
Wonderful, darling.
ITV will be there. And a whole lot of people. And I have to say this, Maureen Gutsmore from Germany said to tell you that she loves you world without end. She adores you. So say a good hello to Maureen from Germany.
From Germany, Marine Gutsmore, I love you too.
But you see, you got me to do it. I did it, alright? So we look forward to seeing you. I know you're a little bit tired. And,
No, I'm not.
yeah, oh, let's go party then. Alright, we still have some more things to see. Queen Mother's going to give us a little bit tour of how she actually lives surrounded by Garvey. And it is a page that we all should take from her book. And to surround ourselves by the greatest black man that was ever born.
Yeah.
Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. He's no joke. He's real. He's real as can be. Queen Mother,
Yes, darling.
the saga, as we say in Africa, Aluta, continua.
That's right. Continue.
So we're gonna take it here. Thank you very much for watching. Right?